Relax, reload, and fire away. Let's see those finger pistols. Pew, pew. Expect another shootout in the Western Conference Final in Big D. We get you set for Game 2 between the Oilers and the Stars right here on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the pregame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola, Hernan, Salas, live on location at Hudson's Bourbon Street. A bunch of the Nasties already there. Shout out to the Nasties. All right. There they are. They're ready to go. Joaquin Gage is in the house, too. He's picked up some new Skechers because he's ready to walk all over the downstairs. You're the what?
Skechers are amazing.
Yeah, well, he's not even walking today. He's strutting.
He's
He's welcoming people into Hudson's Bourbon Street.
I think he sat a couple down.
He's making friends with people. He's got a fresh cold one provided by Jeff. Yeah, we got a Winya there from Barry. He's going berserk over there. He wants a Winya with his.
Everybody else looked at him like,
they're like, what is
doing?
This guy? Well,
why is he yelling?
We're expecting about 40 of the Nasties here at Bourbon Street, Hudson's, and there's only about 7 or 8, and nobody wanted to give him a Winya just yet. So we'll see if things go well tonight. And Barry, I'm sure, will have much more of a response later on in the show. Matt Kassian will be stopping by in about 20 minutes or so. Of course, we want you to text us 780-218-9999. Let us know your thoughts going into tonight's game. You feeling good? You feeling nervous? You worried about what happened the other night? We want to hear from you. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit us up in the Nasty chat. Hit that thumbs up as well as we continue to build our YouTube's side of things up. And that has been going very well. Tell your friends how good Edmonton Sports Talk is. Best sports station in the city. It's your clear choice. No argument there. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Hernan, Salas, before we dive into the question of the night and all that good stuff and lineups and this and that, what are you getting? I know you've been talking about how you feel about this game and what you think. You were just on with Reed, a great hit there. What has the response been like from people texting into the show, whether it's on the YouTube side or inbox?
Yeah, I think it's fairly confident. Like, we've seen this team now 2 years in a row respond when they lose a game or when they play poorly. Like, I think they're fine. I think the Oilers feel the same way. Like, you saw Connor and Nugent's press conference yesterday, and they're like, yeah, we're excellent when when the pressure's on. And I think last year losing the way they did in the finals.
There's Raider Jesse stopping by to say hi in the finals, yes.
I think that experience is it's helping them so much this time around. Like, listen, obviously you need to win this game, Tom, or you're in a big hole, but I just think this team is used to it. I have them very close to the Florida Panthers where they don't get fazed by a lot. Nothing really rattles them. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, yes.
I'm getting that sense, outside of our post-game show on Wednesday.
Well,
I think every other show that people have been like, yeah, they're fine. They're going to win tonight. So nothing's guaranteed, of course, but this team can bounce back, and I'm not too worried about it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
It is refreshing to read those types of responses where people are not saying the sky is falling, because we're used to, for years and years and years, being like, oh, this is bad, and then having fans be like, this team sucks, they don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of that still out there, but less than years and postseasons prior, I would say.
It was 6 minutes where they couldn't kill a penalty. And listen, it's a part of the game. You need to be better at it. Do you need a save? Yes.
Of course.
Did they have an opportunity to tie the game with a power play? They didn't capitalize. So a lot of things went into that. But if we look overall at the game, the Oilers are by far the better team. And it's crazy to say that when they lost 6-3. But, Tom, 5-on-5, where the game's played most of the time, they were the better team.
All right, there we go. We got more Nasties coming in. It's going to be good. Yeah, Joaquin getting recognized left, right, and center. As
he's a legend.
He's playing Maitre D tonight here at Hudson's Bourbon Street. Come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. They do have game day specials. I do want to bring them up. Big shout out to Steve and Adam and the entire staff here. I was talking with Jeff, the bartender. Him and Eric are big footy fans, and they talk Premiership all the time. So Jeff was telling me, I think Jeff is Man U.
Oh,
obviously,
poor guy.
Eric is
Liverpool.
Yeah,
this is Eric's spot.
This is his spot. I mean, I think he sits at the corner where all the nasties end up sitting.
Yeah.
The game day specials today, $9.99 Stadium Pints, Bud Light, and Henry Hudson's. And then $6 Espalon. Am I saying that right?
Tequila and
tequila shots.
Espalon tequila shots.
Yeah, there we go. So we got some specials as the Oilers chase the cup, as they have it on their nice banner here on Bourbon Street.
Beautiful.
West Edmonton Mall. So come on down. We have about a group of 40 listeners, viewers, nasties that will be on location. I don't think that they're just like assembling. They're like the Avengers right now on the corner of the wood. Are. And then eventually they will be herded into their pen, if you will, where actually they just gave the back room to everybody. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Great idea, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Dusty's coming down. His buddy Boom's coming too.
Boom!
We're going to be here for the game. Pleasant surprise because our boy Joaquin is also with us. So lots and lots of fun. If you're looking for a place to watch the game, come down. I think we're going to have some room if you want to join our EST crew. And let's have a night and see if the Oilers can even up this series. All right, let's get to some text before we go into the question of the night. Dudley texting in says, Oilers got to be him tonight. For real. If they lock in, it's curtains for Dallas. Big W, energy only. The Oilers need to be on demon time. No chill, just straight smoke as we continue the Gen Z conversation. I think I can hear Koob giggling in the back. Are you giggling right now, Koob?
You can hear me in the background?
Were you giggling? Well, in my mind, you're giggling to that text from Dudley.
Oh, I'm always giggling, guys. You know me.
I know. You're a giggler. You're a very pleasant young man. Actually, Jada, I told Jada, I was like, they dropped a, what's the one? I love that for you. I told her about that, and we discussed it on the Hangout.
Oh.
And she started laughing at me, and she just hit me with like 10 texts, and she's like, I love brain rot. And then she went back and listened to it, and she said we were giving bad aura on that show. And I was like, no, I know what that means now.
Benny
so that's
said you were aura farming, though. So.
Well, see, I think she was just giving me the gears, but the real ones, they know that we were aura farming. So thank you, Koob. Appreciate that. No, we're not spilling the tea. Go back and watch it. It was a great show. LFC captain says, man, you sucks. Of course they would say that. Full Jaunty says, hi, guys. What scares me is how much luck or goaltending can affect the game. The Oilers are the better team, but a bad bounce here or there, and they're down 0-2. Jaunty, Invicto. Oh, good to hear from Jaunty. Look forward to has he been working? He's worked out a couple of new tunes lately, hasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
There's been a new one recently, so yeah. Jaunty, very nice to hear from you. Northside Sandwich says, Dear Tom, as long as the Edmonton Oilers are playing, I will continue to be nervous. I understand, Northside Sandwich. I understand. And then Mike outside of Edmonton says, I'm trying to get Buddy to round up the rest of the Team Brick dads watching their kids at West Edmonton Mall to go there. That's from Mike outside of Edmonton. And then, awesome. Twitter Mary says, hold up, Grandpa Dave and I are on the way. Twitter Mary. It's going to be great. Twitter Mary, come on down. Looking forward to seeing you and Dave among the many nasties that are already here and only many more to come. All right. Keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. Hit that thumbs up, all that good stuff. And let's get to the question of the night from the Latino Heat. Nanso, take it away.
Yeah, so not to be captain obvious, obviously the penalty kill has to improve, Tom.
Of course, it's
100%. So the question of the night is, one key to the game for the Oilers to win tonight outside of the penalty kill, because everybody's going to say that.
So what is one key to the Oilers win outside of the penalty kill?
Outside of the penalty kill. Tommy?
I will say, I don't want to go. I think we're going to see a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something different.
Okay.
Killer instinct, where you just pile on another goal.
When you're up 3-1.
Get that fourth.
Yeah.
I know luck comes into it. It absolutely does. I'm with those that feel that. Northside Sandwich was texting that in. I know luck comes with it, but get that fourth goal or extend that lead past 2. And I know in these playoffs this year, no lead is safe. That has been a recurring theme, not just with the Edmonton Oilers, but pretty much every series for the most part. But get that third goal if you do start to build up a lead. Like if you find yourself in the situation you were in the other night, get that third one, bury them, do not give them hope or lessen their chances. I'm just going to go with the killer instinct, bury them, make it happen. I'm going to leave the obvious ones to whoever wants to take it.
I like that. I'm going to go with, I think the top 6 of the Oilers, if they play like they did last game. Sorry, lots going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
If they play like they did last game, the Oilers' top 6 is better than Dallas. No question.
Yes.
So I'm going to go to the bottom 6 for each team. The Oilers' bottom 6 has to outplay the bottom 6 of the Dallas Stars and hopefully outscore them, because you got Tyler Seguin scoring goals 2 last game. You got Duchesne getting off the schneid.
Yes.
You got Heiskanen getting his first. The Oilers' depth has to take over, has to beat Dallas's depth right now. And for the most part, Edmonton's depth's been really good, but Dallas's depth showed up in that first game. So I'm going to go with the bottom 6 depth. Oilers got to outscore and outplay them.
All right, that is the question of the night. Text us your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat as well. Say it again.
Key to the game.
Yeah.
No, a key to an Oilers win tonight outside of the obvious, which is the penalty kill.
Right. In your opinion. Show your work, please. And thank you as we get into starting lineups brought to you by South Fort Chev. Go see Daniel and his team in the Fort, and they'll give you $1,000 extra credit on your trade-in. Tell them EST sent you. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. See dealer for details at www.southfortchev.com. If you go there and you say EST sent you, tell them it was Tom and Hernan and not Dusty and Eric. And I would love to see the surprise look on their faces. And they'd be like, oh, really? We'd be like, yes, pre- and post-game show sent you. That's right. That's how we do things. All right, for the Oilers tonight, this is how they skated. Now, keep in mind, Connor Brown did not take the morning skate. Jeff Skinner was in his spot. However, Kris Knoblauch did say that Brown will play. So here we go. Connor McDavid between Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Leon Draisaitl between Vasily Podkolzin and Kasperi Kapanen. On the third line, Adam Henrique between Evander Kane and Connor Brown. Matthias Janmark centering Trent Frederick and Corey Perry. On defense for the Oil, Brett Kulak with Evan Bouchard. Jake Wallman with John Klingberg. Darnell Nurse with Troy Stetcher. For the Dallas Stars, Hernan Salas.
Yeah, first line, Rupe Hintz with Mikko Rantanen and Mikael Granlund. I always want to say Michael.
Whatever. Mikael is Swedish for Michael. As we know.
Matt Duchesne between Wyatt Johnson and Jason Robertson. Your third line is Stan Steele, Tyler Seguin, and Mason Marchment. They were pretty good in that first game. And then Oscar Back, Yevgeny Dadonov, and Jamie Benn. Defensively, Thomas Harley with Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lindell with Cody Ceci, Leon Deschel with Alex Petrovic, who draws in for Lyubushkin. That is your Dallas lineup for tonight.
All right, there you go. We'll verify if anything changes for the Oilers and the Stars too, by the way, because I know, Lyubushkin was in for Petch the other day, and then there's some discrepancy. So we'll update you, but that is what we're anticipating tonight. Your starting goalies, 26-year-old Stu Skinner for the Oilers. 2-4 record this postseason, .339 GAA, .872 save percentage, 2 shutouts in 6 games in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. Skinner versus Dallas in his postseason career. 4-3 record, .234 goals against average, .906 save percentage in 7 playoff games against the Stars. Nanso, take it away for Dallas.
Yeah, 26-year-old Jake Ottinger, 9-5 with a 2.51 goals against, .917 save percentage in 14 games in these playoffs. He's 3-4 with a 2.62 goals against, .904 save percentage in 7 playoff games against the Edmonton Oilers in his career.
There you go. There's your starting lineups brought to you by South Fort Chev. If there are any changes, we will definitely update you as we progress through the show. Heading into puck drop, we get now to the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy injury report. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You got a bag of frozen peas. So get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Med. Book your assessment today at www.advantagesportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. We had Emily and Norm in from Advantage Sport Med the other day, and I know they work hand in hand with our good friend Jeff Kushal as well. Lovely people. They'll take care of you, make sure that you're A-OK and that you're not just icing whatever ails you with a bag of peas, and that you're getting the proper treatment to make sure you're fighting fit and at your best when you're out there, either working or taking part in some sort of physical activity, like playing hockey, perhaps.
For sure.
For the Edmonton Oilers, Calvin Pickard, lower body. He's still here in Edmonton, not with the team in Dallas. Matthias Ekholm, lower body. He is with the team in Dallas, has been skating, will not play. And then Alec Regula has been hurt all year. Obviously, the knee issue.
I like that he's still on the list.
I just put him on there.
Yeah.
Well, he's still up with the team, so yeah, he's on there. But, non-factor. Obviously. For the Dallas Stars, Nils Lundqvist, shoulder injury for him. If somebody got banged up in game one, we'll let you know and pass that along your way. That is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy injury report as we continue on here. Oh, I see he's ready to go. Matt Kassian, our game analyst, ready to rock. Cass, give me a thumbs up if we want to bring you. Oh, he's nodding. Let's go. Let's bring in Cass for Game Changers, brought to you as always by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city, so check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Hello, Cass. How are we? We're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, yes. No, not muted. No. Oh. Zachary? All right, let's reconnect. He's going to reload. All right, we're going to reconnect. He looks very good, though. That haircut's looking primo.
Fresh, man.
Very fresh. I'll get to the inbox here, 780-218-99 as we reload. West End Rob chiming in, says, boys, key to win is a strong first period. Make the Stars think that the third in game one was a fluke. Not that they can handle the Oilers. Get the Stars back to being frustrated as quick as possible. That's from West End Rob. Tamara, the wig lady, who we are waiting for, Tamara. I know she's just got off work, according to Barry. They need to stay unpredictable. Their last power play goal saw them do it a little bit differently. That's why it was successful. They need to stay unpredictable in this game. And then Brad from Crossfield says, I think bottom six needs to step up a bit. See depth again as we welcome Cass back in. Cass, hello. Are you there?
Hello. Is it working now?
Yeah. So good.
There we
go. Wait. I want to give it one of these. I like doing this. I like working this board. It's a lot of fun. Cass, your mic is working, so. Hooray. Very good. All right. We threw out the question of the night. You want to give it to Cass first? Let's start with that for Game Changers.
Cass, the key to an Oilers win tonight, outside of the obvious of the penalty kill, what do you have for us?
Ooh, you might make me switch up the order of the Game Changers here. Because
go with something weird then.
Go with something weird?
Sure.
What's the key to the game? Something weird outside of what I was going to do for Game Changers, because those are my keys to the game. Let's go with Matthias Janmark has a 2-point night.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is it though? He's awesome in the playoffs.
Pretty good in the playoffs.
Like, you get one, it feels like a bonus from him, but even in playoffs, I like that though. Very good.
Let me give you a real one. Let me give you a real one. We'll kind of talk about it, but let me give you a real one.
Give me a real one.
I will say if they can execute upwards of we'll call it 90% on clean breakouts, like times when they have full possession, so not turning the puck over 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
I think they put themselves in a really good spot. So if they're 90% on their zone exits, I think they're good.
All right. Good one. Twitter Mary and Dave just showed up. They're looking for the rest of the nasties. Twitter Mary, show everybody what Twitter Mary brought in. Cupcakes. Cass, I want to give you one of these cupcakes. She has delicious baking. One. Yeah, we'll save one for you. And Grumpy Cat is now here. It's going to be an awesome night. I can feel it already.
Tobias Reader jersey.
He's got his Tobias Reader jersey on. Yeah, I know. So Grumpy Cat's ready to go. He was at BP Westgate the other night. All right, let's dive into number one on Game Changers, the actual Game Changers, with our game analyst, Matt Kassian. Number one, Cass, short memory.
Well, I mean, this one is kind of obvious, but have to forget the absolute breakdown that was the third period against the Dallas Stars in Game 1. Horrible penalty kills, horrible penalties. Can't happen. You can't have veteran guys taking those, and your penalty kill has to do something. But short memories here. And I think everything we're hearing out of the dressing room is the right verbiage. It's the right communication that they know they're good. They're still confident. They had a bad period, yes, but they're ready to move on. But they actually have to do that, right? Like, it's one thing to say it. It's another to actually do it. We have seen them now continually in the playoffs bounce back. We saw it in the LA series. We saw them when they would have bad periods or bad game in the Vegas series, where they have been able to bounce back. You have to do it again here tonight against the Dallas Stars. But yeah, let's keep that goldfish memory going here for the Edmonton Oilers with a big bounce back night tonight.
How much of a balance between dwell on the third period and remember, or maybe not dwell the right word, but you want to have a short memory, so forget that third period and retain what you did in that first and second? Is there like a fine balance that the coaching staff is trying to utilize with its messaging going into this game, do you think?
I think you're trying to walk that line a little bit, because you don't want to, particularly with the penalties, you don't want to have a team, because we'll talk about that in a few minutes, you don't want to have a team that's not aggressive.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a team that's not pushing, that's not checking, that's not pressuring, but you also don't want to take penalties in the offensive zone, more than 100 feet away from your net. Like that's not ideal either. So you're walking a little bit of a fine line of, hey, we're fine, we're really confident, we're good, but these are still the things we really have to work on here, and this is what can't happen. We can't take penalties, can't take high sticking penalties, roughing penalties, can't get our hands in guys' faces unnecessarily in the offensive zone. Like, take a penalty to save a goal, for sure, do it every single time, no big deal. But those offensive zone ones are absolutely crushing, and so you are walking a little bit of a line on that, wanting to make sure that you're not
playing scared, if you will, or afraid to play your game.
Exactly.
I get you, Cass. All right, that's point number one of Game Changers is short memory. Point number two, Nenso.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, the biggest issue coming out of Game 1, Cass, improve the penalty kill.
Improve the penalty kill. Block a shot. Clear a puck. Do something. Whatever it takes. At the end of the day, it has to be the four skaters and the goaltender all getting better. They all have to be better here, but it can't be your Achilles heel. And it has been so far in the playoffs. It cannot be your Achilles heel. And from a confidence standpoint, especially after going 75% on the freaking power play last game, that the Dallas Stars are going to be feeling it. They are going to be feeling it. And better believe they're going to be doing everything they can to draw a penalty and to suck Edmonton into taking one. For the Edmonton Oilers, you have to find a way to kill it. I don't care how you do it. Now, I would say I think they need to be better about blocking shots. I would say I think they need to be better about being aggressive in not allowing bodies in front of your goaltending. Like, I think it's been too easy to get to the front of the net at times where they haven't cleared lanes and allowed the goalie to see it. They need to do that tonight, that penalty kill. And I know it's been talked about like crazy, rightfully so. But it has been for a reason. It sucked, and it has to be better if you want to win.
You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, and you know what's interesting, Cass? Stuart Skinner said post-game on the PK specifically that he has to do a better job of working around those screens and the bodies in front. Now, Joaquin said it today. He goes, it's hard. It's extremely hard to do because, it's live action, Cass. Like, we get to see replays and all that. It's a lot easier said than done. But what do you make of Stuart Skinner on the PK? The goaltender is always a big part of it, right? If you can kill one off, you're usually getting a big save from your keeper. But what do you make of Stuart Skinner and his comments kind of self-admitting that, hey, I got to do a better job of looking around these screens and fighting my way to make the save?
Yeah, well, we've heard Stuart Skinner own things before. He is a player that tries to, when he makes a mistake, he tries to carry it, and he's not one to just completely be like, oh no, that's everyone else's fault. He's going to be pointing the finger at himself and saying, hey, what can I do better? And that's what good teammates do. Now in front of him, I think there has to be more help for that. And I get what he says with that. And I understand, yes, you want him to be able to do a better job of finding pucks and looking through. Pretty hard to expect him to do that with quite literally 5 bodies in front of him. All in a line. Like where are you going to look? You're going to go on your belly and like look through the legs flat on the ice. Like there's nowhere to, in some of those situations, there hasn't been anywhere to look. So does he have to do a better job of that? Yes, he does. And the only one you could point at for me last game would be that Granlund goal. Kind of from the dot area where he kind of gets stuck looking around. That one you'd say, okay, yes, in that one I agree with him. You got to find a way there. Would be a positive thing to do, and he's going to own that. I mean, good. I hope he owns it. I hope that pushes him to be better, and I also hope him owning that pushes his defensemen and his forwards to help as well, because they also have to be better.
Okay, I know we're not into point number 3 of game changers yet, but we're on this discussion of owning things and discussing it post game. There was some discussion, and Speck had it in his article yesterday about like Leon Draisaitl saying, hey, we need to be better on the PK. And he kind of just blurted it out there. And even though, and he admitted, he goes, I'm not on the PK, so who am I to say? He kind of cleaned it up and walked it back a bit, but he's right. He's right. And I personally, listening to him, had no issue with it. And then I thought to myself as well, if I'm on the Oilers and this guy who's a superstar, he's doing everything in his power to make sure this team marches to a Stanley Cup victory, if he said that, I would take no offense. What did you make of the comments? Because Speck in his article is right. Like, there is that code. You don't want to bury your guys, especially when you're not a part of that unit of special teams. I had no qualms with it whatsoever. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it wasn't he didn't name individual names, and everybody knows. Like, everybody knows. You kill off 1 out of 4. Yeah, everybody knows your penalty kill has to be better. And he's not sitting there trashing everybody and like, oh, it's been bad all playoffs, and oh, everybody sucks and it's been bad all year. And he's just like, well, no, like our penalty kill wasn't good enough. And I'm not on there. Yep, I get that, but we got to get a kill. And he's not wrong, right? Like, you do. You have to get a kill there. You can't let 3 power play goals in 3 power plays in a matter of minutes. Like, you just cannot have that happen. So he's absolutely fine in doing that. And I think even walking it back, it's not, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad saying that. I'd just kind of be like, yeah, I kind of get it. Like, and it's easy if you have a player like Draisaitl that's not pulling his own weight. That's playing extremely poorly, that's kind of floating through and not battling. Like, that's different than having Leon Draisaitl do it. So I'm fine with it. He pointed out the obvious to me.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. If Trent Frederick even said that, I'd be like, yep.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's right. Yep.
He's right.
It was the only story of game 1, guys. Like Cass says, like, it's coming from your superstar who usually –
well, he got the offense going for him.
That's what I mean. Like, I can't believe. So what's Speck saying? It was good or bad?
Oh, he was just talking about like the code among players. Like, you don't want to like sewer your own guys, and that's the thing, right? Like, that is a legitimate thing. You want to be positive. You want to like talk about like things you can control. And
but so say they lose and the power play goes 0 for 7, guys. And Trent Frederick's getting interviewed, and he goes, yeah, we need to find a way to score. Is that offensive to the guys on the power play?
Not at all.
Of course not. He stayed in the obvious.
Yeah. Cal in the park and Sarah are here.
Yeah, you know what, though, guys?
Thank you, guys. I'll come see you in a bit.
You're probably not going to say that about your power play if you're Trent Frederick.
No, fair enough.
I know, but
it's again, like it's that it's Leon Draisaitl that's doing it. Like, what I have had, like here's the people that get to say something about it. Here's the people that get to. Your coach can sometimes, not all the time, sometimes your coach can say something about it. Yeah. Right, when he's trying to use the stick a little bit. Sometimes your coach can. Guys that are heart and soul guys on the penalty kill, like guys that are on it, that are doing it night after night. They have the right to say it. If they're like, man, we got to be better. I got to be better on the penalty kill and taking self-ownership. They have a right to say it. And the best players on your team, the leaders, the guys that are going to be potentially up for the MVP, they can say it too. The other guys don't get to. So to me, Trent Frederick, if he's killing a lot and they're giving up goals and he's on for those and he says we got to be better, our penalty killing is not good enough, fine. But the issue is when you have like a Frederick that criticizes the power play that he's not on. right? Or if you had, a guy that's on the power play that maybe he's on the second unit power play and doesn't penalty kill. Like, let's say a Jeff Skinner. Like if Jeff Skinner came out and was like, penalty kill's got to be better. That doesn't fly either. And it's a leadership thing. It's a team thing. It's a mentality thing. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I have no problem with Leon Draisaitl.
Like, Cass, what if, say it's Frederick or Skinner?
We're just using him as an example and a hypothetical, by the way.
What if it's like, hey, your power play had 7 opportunity, and he goes, it would have been nice to get one there. Is that offensive? Like, is there a way around that question for him to?
No, we're going to get into the nitty gritty on this. Some of it depends on how you phrase it as well. Like, because it'd be really nice. It'd be really nice to get a power play goal. Or we could have really used one there. Is a little different than saying, hey, our power play has to get us one. It wasn't good enough, right? Like, so the way you frame it matters as well. But that's just like that's just like anything. Like if I'm in a fight with my wife. I could be saying the same thing, but how I'm framing it and structuring what I'm saying, it makes a big difference.
It'd be the difference between trouble and big trouble. You're sleeping on the couch, big boy.
Yeah.
No cuddles, and you're sleeping on the couch in the basement.
Yeah.
There's a discrepancy there. All right. It is Game Changers with our game analyst, Matt Kassian. Game Changers is always brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Point number 1 was short memory. Point number 2, improve the penalty kill. Point number 3, Cass, I want to get an answer to read it out.
Maintain pressure.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, fellas, when they were good 5-on-5, they applied a significant amount of pressure to the Dallas Stars defensemen. And even, their top pair of Harley and Heiskanen turn pucks over, and Edmonton had a lot of opportunity. You have to keep that same mentality, and that's where that balance of the messaging inside that dressing room is important. Of not, you want to be cognizant, and you don't want to take those bad penalties, but you still want to play really aggressive, right? You want to play free, and that you're free to not worry about taking a penalty. At the same time, not take a penalty, because that pressure that they were able to generate really gave them all kinds of opportunities. And if they can do the same thing, I do not doubt that they win this game, and I do not doubt that they win this series. Like if they can continue to pressure and apply the physicality, and I don't mean like just running guys over, but in the in-your-faceness, no time and space, forcing turnovers type of play, that just goes a long way. Like Edmonton was such a good team through that first 40 minutes, and so much of it, guys, was just because of the pressure they were able to bring. I want to see that again tonight. If they can do it and do it consistently and not have that complete breakdown in the third period, they win the hockey game.
Okay, I want to follow up with something with you, Cass, because we've been talking about what the Oilers should do, how they should attack things. Do you switch things up with personnel, this and that? We've had a day and a bit to break it all down. But from a Dallas point of view, what do you think Pete DeBoer is saying to his group? Where do you think their adjustments may come going into this game tonight?
Yeah, I think, their messaging is going to be, hey, we weren't very good for the first 40 minutes, but great job. Great job, power play, great job getting us back in that and then carrying the momentum through. Now, the message from them is going to be, these guys can't skate with us. They're going to be force them into taking penalties. Let's get their power play or our power play on the ice. That keeps Draisaitl off. That keeps McDavid off. We're going to get our chances. They're going to turn pucks over. That's going to be their messaging. And the flip on top of that is also going to be, hey, we can probably do more, because I think they could. In terms of pressuring Edmonton's defensemen on the other side, because the first 40 minutes, they weren't really able to generate much of that. Like we didn't see, the Evan Bouchard wasn't hurried that often. Darnell Nurse wasn't hurried that often, where there was a lot of pressure, where they puck was on their stick and they all of a sudden had everybody right there in their face. So, important today for the Dallas Stars, if you're a Dallas Stars fan, similar to Edmonton and the pressure they were able to apply, but just to get to Edmonton's defense.
What you got for Cass?
No, that's kind of what you picked as your key. Going back to the maintain the pressure, right?
Maintain the pressure. I said more killer instinct. Extend the lead even further than just, if you find yourself in the same scenario that you had in game 1 where you got a 2-goal lead, get that third one. And I know luck comes into it, and the other team's going to try to do everything in their power to get back into the game, but don't self-implode. Like, go score that extension to the insurance marker, get that third goal. Like, ideally, I'd love to see that. Have the killer instinct. Don't let up. But like you said, there's a fine line to it. So I recognize that.
Cass alluded to it as well. Like, the board is going to make adjustments because 5-on-5, like Cass said, they weren't very good. Their defense, their top defense, and we're getting exposed off the rush in the cycle. So I'm expecting a better 5-on-5 matchup from the Dallas Stars, and then we'll see what special teams brings us as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Cass, in that first game, did you think the puck was bouncing? Because remember we talked about the humidity and that issue, and how it can affect things. It was 31 degrees the other day in Dallas. I haven't checked the temperature there. Did you notice?
Someone put it in the
so it's even warmer. Do you think it's going to be bouncing even more?
Yep. Yep. Let's just go with that. Yes. Yes. You can try all you want with the dehumidifiers and the air conditioning. It's still just not going to be the same as that Canadian ice. So yes, it's going to be bouncing. Yeah, for sure.
That's Hernan weather.
It is Hernan weather. Yeah, the Latino heat would be in his glory in that weather.
Yeah, he'd be wearing his shorty pants.
Yep.
All right, 780-218-9999. If you have a question for Cass, we'll keep him for a couple more minutes here. Let's get to some more comments. You can also get to the nasty chat if you're watching on YouTube. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Hernan, Salas, live on location at Hudson's West Edmonton Mall on Bourbon Street. Joaquin Gage is here as well, greeting everyone, having a great time, and a good chunk of listeners and viewers are here. The Nasties have shown up. They have the entire back room. It's starting to fill up. I saw Jay and Andrea get here. Tamara the Wig Lady is now here. A whole slew.
I love the handles of her Nasties.
I like that I know them by those names and not their real names. Some of them, like Grumpy Cat. I don't know. I don't even know Rip City Step's real name.
I don't either.
I think it's Steve. And it could be something completely different. It could
I don't
be
know
like,
VRs.
It could be Javier. Who knows?
Javier?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, VR Montenegro is Mike. That's from Twitter, Mary. Joaquin's here.
Have one.
Yeah, have one. You need your growing boy. That's your dessert. Yes. And then Matty Kassian at his satellite studios, and big shout out to Ice Koob holding things down back at EST Global HQ. All right, let's get to some text here. Timber Woodsman says Dallas is going to be diving all over the ice. Hopefully the refs call a diving penalty so they know it won't pass, but it's NHL refs. So good luck. How would you respond to a statement from Timber Woodsman like that?
Well, we can always be afraid about that. I think it is likely that Dallas tries to draw some penalties, but the penalties that were drawn in game one were penalties. They were penalties. Right, like
100%.
You hit guys in the face, like you're gonna get the call. You can't really avoid those ones. If you're hitting the guy in the face with a stick, that's a penalty. They're gonna call it dive or no dive. So yes, they could be, but I'm just gonna try not to focus on that. Maybe we do as fans. As a player, you're not thinking about that. You're not focusing about that. Now you're going to adjust based on how the referees are calling a game, any game. Because it can be different game to game, what they're calling, how they're calling, what types of things they're letting go or not letting go. So you're going to try to adjust, but I don't know. I'm not heading into this one panicking that the Dallas Stars are going to flop. Like if they're going to flop, let them flop. Just don't put yourself in a position where you're actually going to take that penalty.
And let's just be clear here. If there's a stick around any Oilers' face, they're going to do the same thing Duchesne did. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. Every player does that.
100%.
So, why all of a sudden are Dallas Stars going to start diving? I don't get it. Because Duchesne got high sticked in the face? Like,
that's a good point. Okay, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Like, if that's McDavid, he's doing the same thing.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah,
everybody's doing it.
So, yeah.
You feel a stick in and around your neck, and
you're going to sell it.
Like, And the ref sees you go, And then they see the opposition player with his stick up, and that's a penalty. Simple as that. It's interesting, though. Troll makes a good point here. The Kulak penalty at the end of the second period was a bad call, and that got Dallas back into the game. That is true. But, and I don't know how to defend this, Cass. Maybe you have an answer to it, but Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl do this all the time. When they feel someone, a defender on them, and the stick is in there, they will grab the stick.
Yeah, you trap it.
And that's what Mason Marchment, wasn't it?
Yep. This Marchment, that's what he was doing. He sold it well.
Yeah.
But the reality is your stick was in a position where he could do that.
Right.
So, you talk all the time, horizontal sticks, no horizontal sticks, no horizontal sticks, no horizontal sticks, because the second that you have a stick that's in that range, even if you're not hooking, all it takes is a guy's arm to come down. All it takes is the referee to be standing on the other side of that player's body so he can't see that you're not actually hooking, and the arm goes up. So was it a great call? No. Am I shocked that they called it? No. And it wasn't so horrible where I'm like, oh my goodness, that was nowhere near a penalty. It's like, well, the stick was kind of there. Should have been a call? Probably not.
Yep.
But your stick was still in his midsection, right up around there. Guy makes a smart play to trap it, and you're in the box, and Dallas is back in the game.
Yeah. What the ref sees when he looks in there, his hand's on his stick. That's holding the stick. It's a call. It's the dark arts. I love using that term. And it worked for Mason Marchment and the Dallas Stars. All right, Rowdy Roddy texting in. Rowdy Roddy says, hey, Tommy, Hernan, can you please ask Cass, how do the Oilers go into the game knowing they had 40 minutes won last game? And if they stay disciplined, can they take over the series? Their mindset, what is it going in? Rowdy Roddy with that one for you, Cass.
Well, Roddy, you go into it going, screw these guys. We're a better team. We gave the last one to them. Stick it to them, and they can't play with us. That's your mentality going in.
I like that.
Screw these guys in that third period. That's it.
Yeah,
screw them.
Fair.
Let's go play our game. They can't play with us. That's what I'm saying in the room. That's what I'm saying is these guys can't play with us. We skate, they can't skate with us. We hit, they can't hit with us. Or we move the puck, they can't keep up. They're going to take penalties. We're going to get opportunities. And guess what? We can beat their goalie. He's not all that. That's what they're running in the room for sure. I would just be harping on that because I know I'm just taking warm-ups. So I'm just going to be harping on that over and over and over again.
I love that. Mark from Arizona says, hey, Tommy, Hernan, and Cass, need to see a 60-minute effort tonight. Keep that 5-on-5 flow rolling. Kill a penalty. All hands on deck and max effort. Discipline, and more discipline. Let's go, Oilers. Cheers, boys. That one from Mark in Arizona. And then Tamara the Wig Lady says, see, Tommy, he knows exactly what I was talking about. Cass does. The goldfish memory. I love that. Sherwood Sheldon. Oh, I love this too. He says, I'm just back from a 2-week trip to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico on the Harley. On the interstate, heading back from Laredo to San Antonio, Texas. How do you say Texas? Representing the Oilers, Texas Sheldon, soon changing back to Sherwood Sheldon in 3 weeks when I move back. Great photo of him and his bike at the gas station.
That's awesome.
He's at a Valero, and he's got his Oilers jersey on. He's ready to rock. And he also has the temperature. It is balmy, 36 degrees.
Oh, love it.
Laredo. I like that. Oh, people chiming in and listening from everywhere. Drive safe, ride safe.
Yes.
Texas Sheldon, soon to be Sherwood Sheldon. That's a fantastic one. All right, Cass. I just want to say this before we say see you later for now. Look what Cal in the Park and Sarah brought me. This is a Tommy's Tab t-shirt.
Nice.
And this has become a thing. They had a box of them that they're going to be distributing to the Nasties in the back room here at Hudson's Bourbon Street. And my mom was very impressed with this. What does that mean, Tommy? Tommy's Tab? That's my mom. All right. Final thoughts from you, Cass, heading into the game tonight.
Play with that screw you swagger here for the Edmonton Oilers. I really liked a lot about game one in the series. Now, Dallas is going to, I think, play a better start to the game. They're going to push here too. But I just want to see that the mental dominance of the Edmonton Oilers of just no matter what, we are going to win this hockey game. That's what I want to see. No matter what, we are taking the split. We don't care what you do. We're going to be the better team. I want to see that from the drop of the puck, and I'm hoping we do.
Cass, this was an excellent edition of Game Changers, as always, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. What's for dinner?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Takeout Friday. It's Friday, Cass.
Yeah,
it might be a takeout Friday.
Perfect,
probably
perfect.
pizza.
All right, I love it. Enjoy that pizza if that's what you end up getting, and enjoy the game, and we'll catch up with you on the post-game show, all right?
Sounds good, fellas. Enjoy it.
There you go. That's our game analyst, Matt Kassian, bringing the heat, as always, with the Latino Heat in tow on Game Changers. Keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. And
Do you like the Memorial Cup?
I like it. It's not my favorite thing. Like, I don't love it or anything like that. I find it very exciting. I'll be honest with you. I never had a love for junior hockey.
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like when the All Kings are in it, obviously it takes on because we cover it and it's great.
Well, that's what changed for me in junior hockey, where I really started to appreciate it, was when the Oil Kings returned to Edmonton. I went to a couple of ice games as a kid. They didn't have a good run here in Edmonton. They lasted a couple seasons. They were in battles with the Oilers over playing in Northlands or at Northlands. They were in the Agricom, and they had the big rink, and they were going back and forth, and then they got moved to Kootenay. It wasn't until the Oil Kings came in that I actually started to pay more attention to it. Before that, I was just like, yeah, I'd like to play junior one day. WHL, that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But it was always NHL, Oilers, Penguins, Oilers, Habs, Rangers when Messier was there. And then I didn't really appreciate WHL and CHL hockey until the Oil Kings came back, and then had the good fortune of covering them and traveling with the Oil Kings between 2012 and 2014, and now I really like it. But Mem Cup, I'm like, I always keep an eye on it. I like to watch the games, and but I don't have like a burning passion for it.
Well, just to give an update, we had Guy Flaming on today, and of course we're all training for the Dub team. Because that's where the Old Kings play. They're up 1-0 right now on Rimouski. So, and of course, Medicine Hat has that phenom.
Yep. McKenna. I am also rooting for Marcus Pacheco.
Okay.
Oh, Tube Socks. Hey. All right.
Where's this guy
Great
been?
to see you. Hello, Steven. Fantastic to see you. A firm handshake from Tube Socks. Marcus Pacheco worked the hockey school that he was in. Got to know his parents a little bit. Great hockey player, and very happy to see him having success.
Gager's buddy's kid plays on the Medicine Hat Tigers.
That is Blair St. Martin's son, who is also a Florida Panthers draft pick and signed with the Panthers. So, so there's some connections there. I'd love to see the WHL win a Memorial Cup again.
Be great.
Oh, you big uke. It's big uke. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Kris Knoblauch. We're going to run some of his press conference from earlier today. We're going to come back and get to some final thoughts. We might have one more special guest for a couple minutes, and we'll update you if there's any changes for lineups. So, Zach, to come, if you don't mind, let's hear from Kris Knoblauch if we have that.
Fine is the margin between having a penalty kill that's at 93% last season and one that's at 60-something this year? Like, is it? It's not the what you guys are doing. How big is the margin between that?
Obviously, last year the percentage was really good, and the penalty kill was really good. And this year it's not going as well. And maybe we weren't quite 93 when I talk about luck and percentages and things going right for you. Obviously, last year everything went right. This year, during the regular season and right now, things have not gone as smoothly as we wanted. Whether it's been some bad breaks. Pucks just going in the net when they shouldn't have. I think it hasn't been as good as last year. Obviously, the percentages say that. I think it's better than actually the percentages say it is. But there's things that need to be corrected and executed when the guys are on the ice.
Couple really quick, long chat with Matthias Ekholm today. Is the dynamic Matthias Ekholm trying to talk his way into a lineup, or how does that work from his standpoint?
Long talk, just checking up on his family and his son William, how he's doing in hockey and summer sports and school, all that stuff. But heck, he's feeling good, and obviously he's missing out. Watching the games is a very difficult part of it when you're not playing, and he's been in the league a long time, and this is the first time he's missed any playoff games, so he's definitely wanting to be a part of this.
And just on the division of labor when it comes to the penalty kill. So you have Mark Stewart that kind of runs it, but when there are issues, how much does the head coach sort of get involved? How much do you let Mark do his thing? What's that dynamic in working through the issues?
We do it collectively. Every morning we talk about what the other team's doing, what we can do better, what's not going well, how we can get that better, whether that's with changing our system just a little bit. We're not going to blow things up and do a new thing altogether, but there's things that you can adjust, more pressure, less pressure, routes, all those kind of things, player personnel. Those discussions are always happening when things are going well and when they're not. So it's something that we do collectively.
Second row, left, Daniel.
Kris, what was the process like of getting Troy Stecher back in the lineup after his injury, and what have you seen from him in these few games, especially since he didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs last year?
Well, during the Vegas series, we felt it was time to make a change to our lineup and adding a little more, I don't know, just we had some guys that could add something to our team that felt that we was give our team a boost. And two guys that we had inserted in the lineup were Kapanen and Stecher. And Stecher's been very solid throughout the regular season. And we had confidence that he would play it sometime during the playoffs. And he would be ready because he is very dependable and ready. And I think with his demeanor, I don't know, he plays with urgency. You know, he's one of the smaller guys out on the ice, but he makes up for it with his intensity and the way he checks. You know, he's not light. He is smaller, but he's not light because he does play physical and he knows how to check and doesn't get bounced off as easily as maybe some other guys. So I just think with his intensity, his assertiveness helps with our team.
All right, that was Kris Knoblauch talking about Troy Stecher at the end there. Troy Stecher getting ready to play his fourth game of the postseason. Joaquin Gage joining us now from EST Afternoons, and two guys and a goalie here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Gage, you've been having the time of your life. You got some new shoes today. You had a cupcake from Twitter Mary, which looked amazing.
Unreal.
How was that?
Unreal.
Okay. You've been making new friends.
Yeah.
Like, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Firefighter from Regina. Son's here in the National Volleyball Championship.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about
so.
and is the brick tournament happening too?
Oh, not for a while.
Not for a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They were talking about something going on with teams from out of town. Anyway, how are you feeling going into this game?
How am I feeling about? I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
There's going to be adjustments made. I think on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's the Dallas Stars are going to have to do something about their 5-on-5 play. Especially teams are important to the Edmonton Oilers tonight, but I want to see how the coaches implement their lines to try to, after one game, try to exploit what they've seen in game one. Right? I think coaching in this series is a lot more important than people think.
Yeah.
Just with the way that the two teams their strengths are at the moment, and that's going to be a battle. And I'm looking forward to watching just the line matchups. Obviously, Dallas with the last change. Let's see what Knoblauch does, because it's going to be tough for him to. Because Leon and Connor were dominant, right? They were running ramshot for the first two periods. So is he going to split them up at times? Going to put them together? It's going to be really interesting, and I want to see a little bit more of the Oilers put forward their physical play, kind of assert their dominance physically that we saw kind of in the latter part of that Vegas series.
What do you got for Gager?
Wow, how you doing?
You guys have only been on the air together for 2 hours.
Long time no see.
You should have seen the looks he was giving to me.
I know. I heard you on Reed's show.
Yeah.
You're like, he's mad at me. He's glaring at me. He just does that.
No,
It was a little heat.
I'm a little jealous.
We have one lineup update, Hernan. Colin Blackwell.
Colin Blackwell in for Oscar back. But the lines are a little like Robertson with Steele and Blackwell is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Ben with Wyatt Johnson and Dadonov. So Johnson moves to center, and then Duchesne with Sagan and Marchman. First line stays intact. So some line juggling for DeBoer there. And
Lindell and Heiskanen paired up together.
Yeah. Oh, and they switched that. Harley with Cece as well. So obviously he saw something because we talked about how much they struggled 5-on-5, right?
And it is Bichel and Petrovic going, so Labushkin comes out.
And whatever is wrong with Robertson, I believe it was lower body. There was I think it was Leon that went past him one time. It looked like I was out there in goalie skates trying to stop Leon Draisaitl. There's something not seriously, but there's something that ailing Robertson right now.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why you see him on the fourth line as line rushes and warm-up look like.
He's not even close to the player we're used to seeing.
No.
No changes to the Oilers lineup. Your goaltenders are Ottinger and Skinner. Natso, some final thoughts from you, my friend.
Yeah, let's go. I think the Oilers bounce back tonight. I think they get the split heading back to Edmonton for Sunday. So I think the Oilers know they're the better team 5-on-5. If they can clean up some of their special teams, they'll be just fine.
No mental lapses. Gager?
Out-duel Jake Ottinger, Stuart Skinner.
All right, that would be lovely to see, and I think a lot of Oiler fans would love that. They're primed for that.
They would.
Come on down to Hudson's Bourbon Street. A lot of nasties already here. They've got the whole back room, so if you want to join them, please do. There should be some extra room. It's going to be a lot of fun. Game day specials. You get $9.99. I think it's tankards of Molson Coors product, and then you can get the Henry Hudson's lagers as well, and then they have $6 tequila shots too. So come on down. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Hernan, Salas, Joaquin Gage, and Zachary Kubusch back at EST HQ saying thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Special shout out to Matt Kassian, our game analyst. We will catch you following the Oilers and the Stars. Let's see if they can even up this series. See you on the postgame show. Ciao for now.